Hello friends! For the longest time I have been very fascinated with making money online, and I think the YouTube algorithm also really knows my weaknesses because I keep getting recommended all this make money from bed, make money working from home type of things, but I always was kind of scared at the same time. Like, it's fascinating, I want to see if it's working, I want to try it for myself, but it's kind of scary because it's something new, I don't know where to start, and it always seems a little bit overwhelming. That being said, I'm really happy that this year I managed to try and start 4 different types of income streams to make money online. Obviously, these are very small, I'm just starting out, but as long as I try it and I test them out and I know what's working and what's not working, that's already a big step forward for me, because I know what I can drop, what I can't drop, what I'm gonna look forward for something better. And the more knowledge you have, the easier it is to notice new things. It sounds very silly to say that, but now that I have tried a few types of income streams, I notice easier when something is better than what I'm currently doing. The first thing I started with was online survey, because online surveys were really interesting to me. I always heard people making money on online surveys. I wanted to start doing this when I was in university, and honestly I think it would have been such a good idea if I started this when I was in university, because I had so much free time and I was literally in my bed a lot, so I would have done so many surveys. But at last, let me tell you where I'm at now, what I've learned so far, and you can pick up from where I left so you don't have to go through the same choices I had to go through. When I first started to look at sites that I could make cash from online surveys, I started with Reddit r Beer Money, and I think that's a great forum. I still use it sometimes, and it's a great inspiration for someone just starting out to do little tasks online and make money. But I've seen a lot of people using Swagbucks, and I went with Swagbucks, and I don't use Swagbucks anymore. I didn't make any money on it. I've used it maybe for like 4 days, and it was very tiring. Like, you do so much for very little cash. And once again, if I was a student, if I was in university, in high school, I would probably be okay with that and I will keep doing it. And I get why people are doing it if they are in that situation, but for someone who's full-time employed, I work 8 hours a day. I don't want to do an extra 4 hours after work just to get 50 pence. And once I tried that, I kind of went with the thought of like, okay, online surveys, I knew it sounds too good to be true. Of course, you have to do a lot and you get very little pay. That makes sense. The way people are presenting it with like, oh, make money from your bed, is not as dreamlike as I imagined. Maybe I overestimated this. But then I started looking for alternatives to Swagbucks, or what could pay better than Swagbucks, and that's how I found Prolific. I still found it on Reddit Beer Money, so I still recommend Reddit Beer Money because that was the place that I found most of these things when I first started out. But I noticed a lot of people recommend Prolific instead of Shopix, so I moved over to Prolific. And now I really love Prolific, and I think it's one of the best sites to do online surveys on. Of course, maybe there are things out there that I'm not aware of, or that you can make just as much money as on Prolific, but so far this was the best one I could find, and it's great for many other reasons other than the money. It pays well, but it's also a scientific community. You're doing like research for academic scientific research. I'm explaining it very terribly. I really like Prolific because the surveys are always very interesting. It's very tied in with the scientific community, so a lot of the surveys come from universities, academic research. You're really feeling like you're contributing a little bit to scientific research, and that's pretty great, and it's always interesting and fascinating, and oftentimes I'm learning something new. To give you an example, like the last survey I've done, it was last night, and I've got like £2.50, not that much, but it was like a 15-minute studies of imagining you are a hiring director, hiring your vice president type of things, and you get different surveys,
different CVs. You get different CVs, I meant to say.
But they also ask you like, how are you feeling now? Are you tired? Are you stressed? And kind of linking how you would make the choice based on how you're feeling. And at the end of the survey, they give you an explanation of what the study was about. So it was about like gender biases, because one was a woman and one was a man, and seeing how it correlates to how you're feeling emotionally, tired or happy or excited, or like whatever feelings I've put there. So I think that was like really interesting, and all of them are kind of like that. Like, it really makes me think, and it makes me feel like I never would have thought of that. Thank you, Prolific, this was great. and £2.50 for like maybe 15 minutes or 10 minutes. I don't know how long it took. They say 15 minutes, but it's often lower time than they say. And it can also be 1-2 minute surveys that pay like 20-30 pence that you can just quickly do and get a little bit of cash. It's not a lot, like again, it's not a lot of money, but I think it's fair pay. They also put the hourly rate when you select a survey to do, and the hourly rate tends to be minimum wage or living wage. So I think that I'm happy with that, to do every so often something that would pay me minimum wage while I'm at home if I'm having free time. Like last night I was writing an article and I've seen the survey pop up, and I've just done the survey and I went back to my article, and of course it kind of interrupted my flow, and you have to kind of do it outside of your whatever thing you were doing at the time. But to me it's not that big a deal, and it's a good way to make some spare cash. So now, how much I made from Prolific in 2020. So right now, let me just check, like as of filming this video, I have made £126 from Prolific in the past 5 months, and for 1 month I was in Romania and I couldn't use Prolific. While you can't use it when you're not in your country of residence, and you can't use it in a lot of countries. So I'll just put like the countries that you can use it in, and that's a bit like, I was a bit sad that I can't recommend this to my friends and families in Romania. But again, we have so many opportunities in the UK, much more opportunities than people abroad have, so we are kind of blessed to have even this chance of doing online surveys in our free time that maybe people take for granted. But like, if I moved back to Romania, I couldn't do this, which is a bit me. I'm just trying to say we should appreciate more the financial advantages we have, not only in our salaries and paychecks, but also in the services that we can make extra cash or extra savings, because these things are often not available in other countries. So if you're in one of the countries I listed as having Prolific, I would really recommend to try it out and just leave it. They also have a little widget you can put in your Chrome browser, so it pops up when a new survey is available, and it's literally that easy as when you're using your laptop, you can get a notification for a survey to do it. I don't know, try it out, see if it's working for you. I think it's something great. I think you're helping the academic community as well with your research, and yeah, I thought I would share that one. Number 2 is Voxpop, which is also kind of an online survey, but you're doing them through your phone. So once again, I found this on Reddit, Beer Money. Like honestly, just check that subreddit. Like it has so many more recommendations, but you might fall for someone who's a cheapskate just like you. No, that's rude. I'm sorry. You might fall for some surveys that maybe take too much time, and they might be a time waste, but that's part of doing the research. But you might also found some really good one. So I think Voxpop is a really good one. It's done through video. Like I have a little app on my phone, and it pops up with like, there's a new study available. It's gonna ask me a question with like, what laundry detergent are you using, or what was your breakfast this morning, and then I'll just record a 15 seconds to 1 minute video. It's kind of a TikTok. It's like a paid TikTok, but you don't have to be entertaining. So like it's great. And I just submit that, and they pay me usually like 25 pence for the 15 seconds video. So again, really easy. It's not a hassle. It's really easy to pop up my phone and record when a new survey pops up. On a new survey, well, I guess it's a survey, it's a video question. I don't send them that often, to be honest, the video questions, so I've made probably around £13 so far this year. I only started using all of these things I'm talking about in May, so from May, doing videos every so often, extra £13 is extra cash. I'm happy with it. I'm happy I got to try it, and I'm happy I know how online surveys work through video, because that's something exciting and I'll know for the future. Third way is through Shopix. Shopix is a app, again on the phone, that you scan your receipts once you buy something from any store, and you get points from the receipt and make some money off your shopping you've already done, which I think is a great way. I think there are many more apps like this one, so I really should be using a few other apps to use along with Shopix and just take the same picture of the receipt and upload in multiple apps, but I've not gone to that point. Like I said, this is all a work in progress for me, because I'm gonna get overwhelmed if I start too many of these little side I don't even want to call them side hustle, like extra cash methods to do in your free time. If I do too many, I'm gonna get overwhelmed. So I'm just slowly adding an extra one every month so that I don't get overwhelmed. So yeah, I've been using Shopix for like maybe 2 months, and I got about £5. Not a lot, but for honestly, like I don't I don't shop that much, so doing my groceries once a week, and I was away in Romania for 1 month. So actually, yeah, probably I used it for just 1 month Shopix, but £5 in a month, it sounds like nothing. Like, what is this? What are you talking about making money online? But it just becomes an easy habit thing I do every time I buy something. I take a picture of a receipt, I save it, and I make a little bit of extra cash. And it's one of those little things that don't seem like much, but they add up over time. In the same way, maybe I'll mention it here, but I don't know, I shop usually to the co-op because it's really close to me, and I have a membership card, and I always scan my membership card and I get a little bit of cash back, which is, again, not a lot, but as a habit, as something that I do every time, and that just becomes the routine of I'm just used to pull out my card and scan my membership card. It's not like, oh my god, you're making this like extra, again, £5 in a month, but £5 there, £5 here, they all add up and they're all free money. And this is what I like. I prefer to do this little, maybe annoying things for some people, to have a bit of extra cash. And lastly, I have user testing, which I started yesterday, so I am by no means an expert at this one. I finally managed to get myself to do it. I think user testing was on my to-do list for maybe like 3 or 4 months, to like start trying user testing, because it sounds really interesting and it sounds like something that, I don't know, I always thought this is like a cool thing cool people do. I don't know why. I think I also found it on Reddit, someone talking about it. I was like, oh my god, that's such a cool side hustle, I really want to try it. But I was once again overwhelmed, and I really do think that if I started all these things in the same month, I would have gotten probably pretty overwhelmed. So I'm glad I waited, and I just started it like last night. I had to do a trial to see if I qualify like 3 days ago, and last night they were like, okay, you are qualified, start logging in and you can do user testing. And I got one test last night, and it paid $10. They pay in dollars, so $10 for 6 minutes. I think it took me like literally 6 minutes. That's really good pay. I'm really happy with that. I don't know exactly when is it gonna get transferred to my bank account, and I don't know exactly how often they send these tests. I should really log in and make sure that they don't send me anything else. But I feel like this is a good side hustle, and I heard a lot of people, again, I don't know if it's a side hustle, extra money online, but a lot of people recommend it, and I've seen a lot of people making money through this one. Not a lot of money again, but if I can do like an extra £50 in a month, I would be really happy with that. That would be more than I probably make on Prolific. So it's all about balance, finding new things, trying new things, and then picking the things that work best for you and continue with those. If I didn't make any mistake, I think my total for 2020, starting in May with this little online, not all of them at the same time, but little online side things, I made about £154. Again, if I didn't do anything wrong. I'm waiting on a few other online surveys to be processed, so it might be a little bit more. And of course, 2020 is not over, so I don't know, maybe I can do like a 200 extra pounds in a year by doing these little annoying things every so often. And to me, that's great. Like I'm really hoping like £300 next year. If I can do £300 now that I have all of them, that will be 1 month of rent, and I will be very happy. And it sounds ridiculous when you list all of them one after the other, but at the end of the year, see, they add up, okay? I'm not silly. And as always, this is just part of the journey, and I'm really excited to see where I get. The best is yet to come. I get very self-conscious to post these videos of like me trying to get somewhere of like, oh, she made £150 in a year, well done, Hugh, so embarrassing. But to me, it's really important because it's part of the process, and it's part of like me looking back of where I started. And if I look back, May 2020, I was making zero. I was doing none of these things, and to me, that's progress. And who knows, maybe May 2021, I'm gonna look back at this video and I'm gonna be like, oh my god, look, that was so cringe. Well done. I'm so proud of you. And it's part of the journey. The best is yet to come. And if somehow magically, miraculously, I manage to inspire someone to start doing little online tasks for extra cash, just get started with one of these things. Pick one, pick literally any one of them, and just get started, because it could be just as easy to start using one of them today and keep adding them every other week, every month, and start building from there. Don't get yourself too overwhelmed, because I tend to do that, and I'm trying very hard to pace myself. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful week and see you next time. Goodbye.